What does it mean to have a little humility? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley. I am the host of our contemplative practice, Flourishing During Times of Uncertainty. Delighted to be here with you this morning. I am also in the middle, day 7 of my 8-day retreat. Very excited to have all of you joining me on it for my morning practice. Without you, the graces probably would not have arrived. I definitely would not have been able to do a consistent morning practice with the community, which has brought me so many blessings. If you're new to our program, it's a three-part series in the morning. Usually we start at 9 because I'm on my retreat and the first talk is at 9. People are being flexible and we're starting at 10. We begin with a little inspiration, then we jump into the heart of the matter, 20 minutes silent meditation, and then we end with, I can't think of a better way to start the day, than with a little Ignatian Jesuit examine. So for the inspiration this morning, I'm on day 7 of my retreat, and in my morning prayer, something really pretty miraculous happened. I realized I've done a lot of retreats, but of all the retreats, this one has really, for many reasons, been the best. And it took a little book I'm reading given to me by a parishioner, Susanna. Thank you, Susanna. I would have never purchased it on my own, although I do love the title, Finding Calcutta. It's by Mary, I always want to call her Mary Poppins, Mary Poplin. And I love the title, but this chapter really caught my heart, titled Pencil in God's Hands. And in the middle of reading this, something shifted. I've got an amazing director, and I've been looking at dreams and a really beautiful retreat with all the Jesuits in USA West. But something about reading the chapter this morning, something shifted in me. And I've read about Mother Teresa, but God's graces appear to us when we're ready. And something about the way I read it this morning hit me in a completely new and beautiful way. So it's pretty new to me, but I thought Ignatius was a big believer in repetition. So I'm going to go back to the well that has water. I hope you enjoy the inspiration as well. Let's begin. So my question this morning is, what is humility? And Ignatius talked a lot about riches, honor, and pride, or humility and poverty. So this is from the first chapter of Pencil in God's Hands, Finding Calcutta. Yet Mother's life reveals that the more yielded we are to God, the more clearly we will grasp our calling. The more we empty our focus on ourselves, the more He can fill us up. Mother Teresa said that humility is nothing but the truth, and that accepting humiliation is the surest way to be one with God. Humiliation because we know we have nothing in ourselves. You see what God has done. I think God is wanting to show His greatness by using our nothingness. Bernard de Clairvaux in the 12th century wrote, "Humility is the virtue by which a man has a low opinion of himself because he knows himself well." Allow me to read that one more time. Humility is that virtue by which a man has a low opinion of himself because he knows himself well. I have come to understand that my lack of humility limits my life. My pride not only gives me the illusion that I am the master of my fate, but it also causes me to limit what I will attempt. It also causes me to limit what I will attempt. Knowing my natural limitations, I narrow my work accordingly. Yet Mother saw her nothingness and God's greatness, and in due course established a worldwide organization. She could say with Paul, "For this I toil, struggling with all his energy that he powerfully works within me." Mother Teresa's journey with Christ was a rigorous one that required a deep awareness of her own human frailty. One of her most fervent lifelong prayers was that she would never say no to Jesus. Today, her order, one of the most demanding in the Catholic Church, is also one of the most vigorous. For the many that hunger for a disciplined, just, and righteous life, Mother and the missionaries demonstrate that such a life is possible. The rigor requires availability 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A rickshaw puller once said, "I married very late. I have 4 small children. Sometimes when I am not able to collect my rations, I have to beg for a few rupees. If I don't get anything, my children would starve that night. But I know if I knock on these doors, even in the middle of the night, no sister will send me away without a little something. Sometimes it is only a packet of biscuits and milk for the children, but that night we do not go hungry." I never heard a missionary of charity say that she could not do something. Some mornings, 2 or 3 or more children would appear at the center, having arrived during the night. I wondered if I had slept there, would I have been willing to rise to answer that door? No matter the hour, when the poor came to the missionaries, they were met by one of God's pencils positioned in his hand, ready to write. Amen. Susanna, thank you for this beautiful little book, Finding Calcutta, with the picture of Mother Teresa. I really has been the highlight of my retreat. Not only reading it, but just reflecting on it, on what does it mean to be a pencil in God's hands. And Mother Teresa would often say, God can even write straight with crooked lines. So, what a beautiful note to begin our morning inspiration. We give this first 20 minutes silent reflection to God, and I will ring the bell to get us started, and then I'll ring the bell when we're finished. So meditation should be 3 things. It should be effortless, it should be calm, it should be relaxing. So I invite you to settle in, take off your shoes, put your feet on the earth, find a comfortable seat, unplug from all technology. I will set the timer for 20 minutes. Oops, not an hour. Here we go. 1920. I invite you to gently lower your eyes or close your eyes, something that feels safe to you. And let's begin and end with the sound of the bell. Listen, listen. The sound of this beautiful bell returns us to our true home. As always, we begin with diaphragmatic breathing. That is breathing deeply as possible into the belly 3 times. Inhale, open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Last time, God is as close to us as this air that we breathe. Inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe on your own. Take the attention to the body. Feel the feet pressed onto the green earth, our mother, and just allow her to support you this morning. Relax the shoulders, anything you've been holding on to, just surrender, let go, give it to God. Notice if you feel a little lighter. Take the attention to the heart. I invite you to place your hands on the heart. And maybe just turn the gaze towards the heart and what it feels like this morning to be a pencil in God's hands. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands and just notice what you feel. Finally, we take the attention to the forehead, the area between the eyebrows, the seat of intuition, and we focus on an intention for this morning's practice. Something we desire deeply in our life in this moment. What would it be like in our life to find Calcutta? We'll seal that intention with an inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe on your own. Sit back. Take the attention to the breath. Breathing, we know we are breathing. Today is going to be a great day. Let's engage our sacred word. Repeat it 3 or 4 times. Then drop down to the ocean floor and enjoy a little deep rest. Please continue. we only have about a minute left, and we know that we can't always think our ways into right action, but we can act our ways into right thinking. I invite you to put a gentle smile on your face for this last minute and just notice if anything shifts. Please continue. Gently bring your attention back to the room. The eyes were closed. Go ahead, open the eyes. You can circle the wrists one way, then the other. Open the shoulders a little bit. Shake out anything you've been holding on to. Excellent. And wonderful job, everyone, on this beautiful, it's a very San Francisco foggy Thursday morning in Hollywood, which I am welcoming because it's been pretty warm here lately. So, congratulations. Great job. You did it. 20 minutes. It's so good for our body, our heart, our soul, our spirit. It's almost too good to be true. And now we'll move into the third part of the program, which is just our Jesuit examine, looking over the last 24 hours and just noticing where we might have found God or even possibly missed him in the last little bit. Well, I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone the way God definitely came alive for me. Thank you, Susanna, for literally dropping this book off. I don't think I would have ever ordered or paid for it on Amazon. And it went in a pile of my to-do reads, and I just happened to pick it up on day 7 of the retreat. And I love, I think the whole book is about the title, Finding Our Calcutta. And I know I found a little glimpse of mine in the beautiful reading this morning, and I'm hoping that our community found a little glimpse of their Calcutta as well. Another thing where God really came alive for me is, I love the food pantry on Tuesdays and Sundays, and God cannot be outdone in generosity. God keeps gracing our, our Jesuit campus in Hollywood. Brother Henry is now looking into a soup kitchen at noon throughout the week for people who are hungry in Hollywood. He says he needs some help. So a friend of mine, Caleb at the Catholic Worker, just happened to text me at the same time, and I asked him for help, and he's like, "Let us know any way we can be of help." So just people's generosity is really overwhelming, and during this pandemic, God shows up in so many beautiful ways. My friend Jennifer. Who works for Warner Brothers and has so many connections in product placement. They told me they needed more chips at the food pantry, and I think she has a pallet full of Frito-Lays coming today. Uh, it's like dropping the pebble in the pond. And then last but not least, today is day 7 of my retreat. I don't know why. God has a funny way of moving in my life, but something shifted today. Best retreat ever. And I just am so grateful for this community, for being flexible, changing our practice to 8 o'clock, for showing up every morning and accompanying me on this beautiful journey. Tomorrow's day 8, last day. I'm not sure what, but I promise you I'll have something special and different for us tomorrow. Tell your friends, tune in. I can hardly wait to see what else God has to reveal. God bless you and happy journey. Find that Calcutta.